Hello football fans, let's get started. Ex-Manchester United players slammed the club. Following a thrilling 2-2 draw with Liverpool, Gary Neville unleashed a barrage of criticism at Manchester United, labelling their approach under head coach Erik ten Hag as mad and questioning the team's style of play. The match at Old Trafford saw Liverpool assert their dominance early, firing off 15 shots in the first half. Luis Diaz broke the deadlock with a header from a corner after 23 minutes, leaving United reeling. "It defies logic," Neville exclaimed, visibly agitated by the unfolding events. During the game, Neville's frustration peaked, particularly with Kobbie Mainoo's positioning. "Look where Mainoo is, he's ahead of the ball on a throw-in. Forget the tactics, it's about the basics," Neville fumed on Sky Sports. "It defies logic. Even now he's chasing across the pitch when he doesn't need to. It's so easy to play against Manchester United's midfield." In a later podcast, Neville's criticism intensified. "Manchester United's style of play is mad," he declared. "Some of the things you see out there, you wouldn't see at schoolboy level." He lamented the lack of coherence in the team's performance. "There's no lack of desire, but there's no sense to their actual performance levels," Neville concluded, leaving no doubt about his dissatisfaction with United's display. Moving on to the next ex-player. Rio Ferdinand didn't hold back in his assessment of Manchester United's performance against Liverpool, believing they were fortunate to escape with a draw and pointing out the vulnerabilities of midfielder Casemiro, whom he likened to a drunk fighter on his last legs. "Look at Casemiro," Ferdinand remarked, critiquing the experienced Brazilian's performance. "Even someone like him, who's won it all, looked exposed out there because of the enormous spaces between our midfielders. It's a tough ask for anyone to shine in that setup. We are resembling a drunk fighter on his last legs." The former United defender wasn't alone in his criticism of Casemiro. Craig Burley, another pundit, had previously highlighted the midfielder's lack of mobility and effectiveness in recent matches, notably after United's defeat to Chelsea. "He's practically stationary," Burley had commented. "You could stroll through the middle of the park against him. Casemiro can't cover the ground, and yet he's got that hefty contract to go home to tonight." Ferdinand's candid remarks underscored the urgent need for improvement within United's midfield ranks, emphasizing the pressing challenges faced by the team in finding cohesion and defensive solidity. And on to our last legend. Roy Keane minced no words in his scathing assessment of Manchester United's performance and mentality after their 2-2 draw against Liverpool, suggesting they are playing like a mid-table team, a small club, and lacking the necessary characters and leaders to compete at the top level. The former United captain was particularly critical of Erik ten Hag's positive outlook following the match, suggesting the Dutch coach might have been overly optimistic or perhaps had a few celebratory drinks. "Listen, I don't know whether he's obviously had a couple of glasses of wine after the game, I don't know how strong that is," Keane remarked in response to ten Hag's post-match comments. "But he seemed really upbeat and I admire him for it, because he's obviously seeing something that I'm not seeing at this moment in time." Keane expressed doubts about United's ability to challenge the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City, believing they are currently in a battle for 4th or 5th place with teams like Aston Villa and Tottenham. "I'm not saying there's not potential at the football club, or with these young players, but in terms of competing with Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City they are way off it," Keane asserted. Keane's critique highlighted the need for significant improvements within the squad and a more consistent level of performance if United are to regain their status as title contenders. "The way Man United are playing is like a mid-table team, a small club," Keane concluded. "You don't know what you're going to get, there's a bit of excitement. But if you want to win the big prizes or even compete to win the big prizes, you've got to turn up week in and week out, and these players don't.